Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. So today I'm bringing you 3 cards that I made for the Stampin' Hop blog hop that I was on Saturday, and the theme was the mini catalogue. So I chose to use a DSP I've not used yet, Whimsy and Wonder, and I used that much of this lovely sheet, and I've made 3 cards, and I've done a few different techniques in there. There's a few ways of embossing that you might not have thought of, so yeah, stay tuned and I'll show you how I made them. Right, so the theme is the mini catalogue. So this is what I'm using out of the mini catalogue, and then I'm using a couple of die sets. So this is this beautiful white organza glittery ribbon. This is the lovely pearlescent snowflakes. They're called Wonderful Snowflakes, and they are. Haven't used them yet. Seen lots of people use them, and I'm not going to use snowflake, but what I am going to use is, so you get 6 on a sheet, but you've got all this pearlescent around it. So I thought I'm going to die cut some stars out of this. That's my idea. So yeah, how many sheets do you get? You get 24 snowflakes, so 4 6s are 24, so you get 4 sheets in the pack. And then there's this DSP, which I've not cut into yet. It's been sat there for ages. It's called the Whimsy and Wonder, and it's speciality DSP because it's got some of this lovely sort of silver foiling in it. And I'm going to use this sheet today. And it's a little bit, it's like holographic, the foiling. So nice lot of presents there. Love that. I'll probably just stroke that forever and not use it. That's quite cool. Nice baubles, non-Christmassy, traditional Christmas colours. I like that. Love this sheet. Can't see me cutting it up because it's just beautiful, even though it's pink. And that's pretty lovely. And then on the reverse we have, so polished pink is the colour. I love that. That reminds me of that lovely stripe in the penguin paper, which I did love. Nice bit of mossy meadow there. Nice bit of, no, mossy meadows there. Misty moonlight is there. And that's nice, and lovely bit of mint macaron. But that's the one I'm going to use. Now, I remember when I did an unboxing, I said, oh, I wonder if I could cut these out with the stitch rectangles. And I said, I'm going to forget. Well, I haven't. I remembered. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's just pop this lot away. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to just cut a little corner out so that I don't waste the entire sheet. Just looking for my snips there. There we go. So I'm gonna be really careful. I'm gonna go down here. I can see me possibly just cutting all the trees out of this sheet, but I think that's going to be enough. I'm just going to make the 1 card for now, and we'll see what happens. So I've got the big, I'm using this, it's an isosceles triangle, isn't it? Isosceles, 2 angles the same and 1 different, as opposed to equilateral when they're all the same. And this one is a right angled triangle. I don't know, I did A-level maths, but you know, don't use it, you lose it, don't you? So that one, we'll cut that one, I think, quite well. So that one's going to be cut out. That one, we'll go over that one. What I might do is just move it down a little bit and chop the bottom. Okay, and then we've got a little bit of a half one there, but I thought we could cut there and you wouldn't notice, would you? And then you could even do the top with a little one. These are my thoughts. That one, probably cut that one, and then I'd move around and cut the others as well. And these little silvery ones, they'll be cut out by that little one as well. And I just think they'd be really nice with the stitch effect. So I'm going to get them cut out. So that's them cut out. So out of that little strip, I got loads. Got loads. Got my stars as well. So I kind of just utilised the back as well as the front. So I've got a few mint macaron ones. So yeah, I managed to cut the top and the bottom of that one. Now there is a slit there, but I figured I could cover that up, and if not, I will chop it down so that we've got some little ones as well that I've cut. And this is all that's left. Now I could cut a few more little ones if I could be bothered, and well, at the moment I can't be bothered, so that's not happening. And then I cut 5 stitched stars out from that. There's one still in there, and I forgot that there's a great big border around, so I could probably have moved these closer a little bit and got a few more, but hey ho, didn't think of that. So got 5. I wanted to make sure I got an odd number because that's more appealing than big uns. So I'll just move those to one side. Now I just wanted to show you, so I cut this out, and I needed to cut the bottom off, so I just went across like that, forgetting that the stitching was on the other side. So in order to cut the bottom off, you have to make sure you cut it like that way. So you use that big one and cut it that way. What I did was I used a smaller one without thinking. Now I'm demonstrating it. It's like kind of simple. But I did like a smaller one to cut it off. And I fed it in that way. That was how I did it. But actually it's much simpler to just get the biggest one and cut it off. And if you're sitting there thinking I could have just cut it out with this one because that would have fitted, it wouldn't have. It had made the triangle smaller, because although it's the right size at the bottom, it would have actually been narrower. So sometimes I went wider at the top to give me a bigger triangle at the top. There you go. Don't know if that is as clear as crystal or as clear as mud. It's what I used to say to my students when I was teaching them, when I was a teacher. I was like, clear as crystal, clear as mud. Tell me which. And if they all went mud, I'd have to find a different way of explaining it. But most of the time, it was crystal. And sometimes I'd say, right, explain it to me. But I do that deliberately, actually, because if they could tell me, then I know they'd understood. Anyway, so we have now got a really dirty piece of grid mat there. We have got all these trees, and I was thinking, well, I'll probably have to make more than one card with this little lot. So we've got different sizes, and we've got some at the back and some front ways. So yeah, lots to play with to make the card, which I have not planned at all. was just something that was vaguely in my head. Now I thought I could maybe paint over this in Wing Castella, and then it would have some glitter on it. That was my thoughts on these ones. Like that. And then these ones, where I took with just the stars, I thought if I got... Is that mint macaron? Yeah, I think it is. I thought if I got the ink and painted with the ink, so I've got a bit of ink, and painted over the top of this, so that would be nice. Yep, that is nice. Now get rid of some of that. Now that one I'm not convinced about, but I thought if I was going to layer these up standing next to each other, that one might get hidden, so it wouldn't actually matter very much. You'd miss those sides. They were my thoughts. So let's get some card blanks, and I might leave the ink there because I might need it. So I did cut some Mr. White card blanks up ready. Mats. This I did. So that clusters quite nicely. Yeah, quite liking them. That's be a similar style. I'm going to put something behind them, and then I did think about just having some in a row. Maybe rip a bit of a snow scene. Just some thoughts. Maybe got more than required, but that is where I'm going with it. Got these stars, which put one on top of that tree there. Not sure if they're too big for that tree. It might work. So that's kind of the gatherings that I was thinking about. And if you think about that bit of DSP that we've took there, we've got 3 cards. So imagine how many you'd get. 6, 9, 12. So I'd get another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is 15. So probably another 15. So probably 18 out of that entire sheet. That's not bad. That's a pretty good one sheet wonder, that. So we want, well, I want to put something behind. Now, one thing I thought of, because it's stitched, I was thinking of the different stitch shapes, and then I thought of these encircled in beauty, is to maybe cut that a nice round circle to go behind. I think that would work quite nicely, and emboss it to look like snow. I did think initially mint macaron, but I think that'd be too much. I like it on the back of white, so I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll cut that in white, and then if I emboss it in the textured paint embossing folder, it gives it a look of snow. And if I do a little bit of a ripped bit of white to go under this and emboss that in this, then that would look cool as well. So I'm going to get that all cut out. So I've got my strip there, 4 inches wide, and that will give me 2 of these. And then I've got a little offcut here that's, what is it, 3 and 3. It was just the bit that was left at the end. So I'm just going to rip this just to give me the look of snow on a hill. So it could be that way, it could be that way. I might emboss both and we'll see what they look like. So then that can just go in here to be embossed, and when those are cut out they'll go in here to be embossed as well. Okay, so that's them all embossed and cut out, and I just done a little lay on there, and I thought maybe I could do with embossing the back. So I had a look at my embossing folders and there was none that I thought would work. So then what I really want is snowflakes. So I've embossed some snowflakes on there, and then I thought, oh, maybe I could mimic the triangles. So I embossed a load of triangles, and then I embossed a load of dots to make it look a little bit like snowflakes. Now you might be thinking, we haven't got embossing folders like that, but what we have got are our decorative masks, and they work as embossing folders if you use a silicone mat. And I've brought it out of the machine so you can see the sandwich. So you have to put a base plate, your mask, then you put your paper, and then you put your silicone mat. Now I don't have a Stampin' Up! Silicone mat. I'm not sure how thick they are and whether they work, but look at that. Lovely, lovely snowflakes. So this is an old silicone mat I had when I had a different die cutting machine. I've got a big shop at the moment, but I used to have a Grand Caliber back in the day. I want it actually, but I swapped it with my sister for a big shop. But yeah, so any of the decorative masks will work. Now, sometimes they're easy to overlook. We've got 3 sets. I've used one from each, not deliberately. So we have our original one, the basic patterns, and that's where I got the dots from. We've then got this new one, the plenty of patterns, and that's where I got the sort of triangles from. And then in the mini, we have here the Adoring Designs decorative mask, and that's where I got the snowflake from. And I really love the stripe, which is, now we used to have a striped embossing folder years and years ago, and I think it's wonderful for a background on a mail card. So yeah, now I've remembered to emboss with them. Well, you're cooking on gas. So, plain, and now stick a bit of embossed behind, and it's lovely. And you can choose your side, so I could go that side. Oh, no, I like that. I think I like that better. Yeah, that's really nice. So that's that, or you could have snowflakes in the background, or you could have these dots that kind of look a bit like snowflakes. So that was my ideas. And I'm going to mat these, I think, on a mint macaron. So I'm going to get my mint macaron card laces cut up. There we are. So I've made my mint macaron card. So just normal half a sheet of A4 cut in half. So now I'm gonna play with these to decide which mat goes where. I think I want snowflakes with a snowy hill and all of these. And the last thing, of course, I've got to decide is about my sentiment. I might try this with the dots. Save that snowflake for something else. And then I've used the 3 varieties. I'm thinking of not using this full circle, cutting a bit of it off to the side, and then I might bring my ribbon in for a bit of a bow. So that is where we're at with that. So I am now going to glue it down, but I'll do that speeded up. There we are. So I've finished these off. So I have done the sentiment, and I'm going to show you how I did the sentiment on the last card. And I've added rhinestones to the top of the trees, and there's a bit of sparkle on there, which I'm not sure if you can see, because I splattered some wing Castella all over it. So that's that. And I've got a bow, and I just can't decide whether I want a bow on there or not. Bow or not. Can't decide. Can't decide. Wish I could hear you. So I just need a sentiment for that. So I'm going for this Happy Christmas in Snowman Season, because I thought it was a little sort of whimsical to go with the tree. And I want to heat emboss it. So I'm going to use my Stamparatus. Now, Don't really need to use my stamperators, to be fair. But what I was going to do was originally stamp it on white on in mint macaron, and then go over it in Versamark, but I didn't end up doing that. So, but I'd already set this up, so just double check it. Yep, that's fine. So you could just stamp this, but that was my reasoning for setting up the stamperator. Oh, Jez. It's because it's managed to get glitter all over it. Never mind. Let me just squirt it with some water. Get some of the stick back. The only problem is now it's got a bit of Versamark on it, so we might end up pulling it up. But I've got two sides to the cardstock, so I can turn it over. So it's not a problem. Sure, I'm not the only one that has happened to. Yep, still going in the right place. So, a bit of Versamark. So that's my little tip there for if you handle them a lot and you get your grease from your fingers, these stamps do sometimes then stop sticking. And so just a little bit of water and you'll be right again. So a bit of white embossing powder. So what I was going to do, oh, I've got the card here, I've just shown this on my blog, was I stamped in, this was Evening Evergreen, and then stamped over the top in Versamark so it would heat emboss. That was what I was going to do, but mint macaron on, and then I thought actually it would get lost on the white background. So I changed my mind. It was also a different Merry Christmas. That's my other. I've got two very favourite Merry Christmases. This one and the one from the Poinsettia Petals set. So, bit of a noise. There we go. And now I'm going to fussy cut. So glasses at the ready. So I might bring it up a bit closer. So I'm just going to cut that end off. Make it a bit easier. So fussy cutting, keep your scissors still, move your card, and I go in for a second go. So I go around and I'm not going all the way down there, where I will want to go eventually. I'll just go back in after. Over here, I'm going to go back in. So just find it easier. I'm not the world's best fussy cutter, which is why I'm trying to persuade Ed to let me get a very expensive cutting machine. For reaching 5,000 subbies on YouTube. Thank you everybody, by the way. And it's nearly my birthday. Oh, I'm going off camera. So it's really hard to concentrate on 6 million things at once. And I was talking. So, yes, too many things to do at the same time. Mind you, even if I got my expensive cutting machine that I want, I don't think it would do this. Cuts round things. I don't mean circles. I mean it cuts around things. It needs a line. So, that, bit rubbish. So I'm going to go back in to places where I want to go up. So I'm going to go up that H. Up that a bit. I just find that when you've got rid of all the excess, it's much easier to go back in and do things. I do find it very hard. I'm using my snips. This is the third one in a row I've done. And it hurts my little finger, so I've just stretched it out. Which is why I usually use scissors with bigger handles. There we go. So that's done that a little bit better. So I then come round. I'm going to go down there a little bit. I'm also standing, and that's hurting my legs. Just falling apart. And then we want to go down there a bit. And down there. And it is, like most things, you just need to practice. Practice and you get better. I was listening to some the other day and they were saying practice makes perfect, but actually it doesn't. And that's what she said. She said, I said, practice makes perfect. And somebody commented and went, no, it just makes you a little bit better. Because I don't think I'd ever be perfect at this. But I am better than I used to be. And I don't think people look at your cards, do they, with like a magnifying glass and are overcritical. They're just like, you made that, that's amazing. So, yeah. And I also think that I used to think you had to do everything in one go. And then I thought, why can't I go back in? No rules, is there? We haven't got fussy cutting police looking over your shoulder going, did that wrong. Should have done it in one go. It's not proper if you don't do it in one go, I'm sure. That's not the case. There we go. I think that'll do. That'll do. So, move away. So where's me card? So, gonna stick that on the bottom there, I think. Quite like it there, to be honest. Oh, do you know? Decisions. So there. So I've got to make a decision about a bow. Do you know, if only this was live and you could talk to me. Quite like it there. Well, I can always make another one, can't I? If people go, oh yeah, I liked it up there, Jez. I can make another one. I'm going there. I've made my decision. What's that reminded me of? Made my decision. Can't remember. Some rubbishy television programme, probably. Final answer. That's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, isn't it? Right, so pop them up on, and then that one can be flat. That's what we're going to do. Oh, I think I'll take these off first. The reason why that one went there is I managed to have a little splodge there, so that's covering that up. Alright, let's get it straight. And it's sort of going into the bow. Yeah, I think I'm liking that. It's a bit different, isn't it? So then to finish it off, gems. I used the little ones on them, but I can go for a bit bigger on these because they're a bit bigger trees. Yeah, liking that. And then I got my wing castella. Give it a good shake. Took a block and just did a few splatters just to add a little extra bit of bling. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to stick that on there. Where's my glue dots? If I can't find them, then I'm not. Oh, they're there. They weren't even hiding just, they were just there. So that is my little whimsical trees. So hope you like that. Got a few little bits left over there for some others. So that was from just that little corner of DSP, and I've made those 3 cards. And of course I will be cutting some mats for the inside. I'm just not doing it on camera. I'll do it after. So yeah, hope you like them. Which do you like best? I'm not quite sure. Did you prefer that without the bow? Did you prefer that down there? Let me know. I'd be interested to hear what you think. Okay, thanks for joining me. Please go and check out the blog. I'll link it down below, and you can see what everybody else has made from the mini catalogue and get some inspiration. They may not all be Christmas cards because there isn't just Christmas in the mini catalogue. And yeah, see you all again soon. Bye-bye.